We'll take whatever we've got. Pick up the coffee though, coming here.
I know what's wrong, yes.
No, I saw him earlier. I just what I want to do, we're going to start because Russell's passed right. Yeah. We're going to start with the cyber.
Oh, okay. There are a few people I know. Well, a previous
Helen Walker. Okay, we just see that up.
Can't be passed.
very much. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a great day, isn't it?
Wayne should come along. So, come along. And then,
Yes.
No, I think you guys should. Yeah, I know, but I want to. Yeah, we will. Yeah. Well, the guy just take it out. Just take the chair away. Shut the door. I'll just check. It looks terrible. It does.
Was that in like early 90s? Yeah. And I got sent up like 3.
Just scoot inside. Yeah, and just round the little line. What'd you bring?
I just looked at the line.
Mine's just First one in.
Yeah, I've just got to get her.
First one again, right? Yeah. Excellent team. So what's the order of events?
Okay.
There's a guy in it.
No, that was excellent. Yeah, no, that's right.
And Paul, you will drive. Paul, will you take this guy through the unveiling process? Okay.
Yeah, that's so their children. And then Jamie and Paul unveiled statue. Great. I did that. I raced part of that on Friday. I made about 100. All right.
Test 1, 2.
Hang on. You don't
Gary,
We gotta start moving all these people back away from.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
We're just going to ask them to move. Oops, sorry. Thanks, Karen.
You can do it.
Morning, folks. We're just asking if everyone can just start moving back away from the camera so everyone can see. Thank you.
Huh? It's all right. I just remember you got Russ together if you want to mention he's here.
Oh yeah, Helen's going to do that.
Yeah. Oh, true.
She's also going to talk that we've got him in there too. Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
All right.
Why not? Where's Ian McKelie?
Well, I reckon we might as well kick it off. It's 5 minutes early, but everyone's
Where's Ian McKelie? He's here.
Is Ian McKelie here? Ian?
He's here. Come up here.
Okay.
He's here.
All right, we're all set.
Well, I think so.
Okay, well, we're starting early, which is a relatively rare thing. Firstly, folks, thank you for turning out on what is turning into a glorious day here in Bulls for, I think, a quintessentially New Zealand event that marks and honours a high point and a real cultural icon for this country. But there's a bit of sadness today because one of the people who made all this happen checked out last week, finished his race. His name was Russell Hill, and so we'd like to ask Helen Warboys, the Manawatu District Mayor, to say a few words about him.
Thank you. Like has been said, before we start the formal part of today's unveiling, let's take a moment to remember and acknowledge a man who should have been and deserved to be here today in person. Russell Harris passed away earlier this week after a brave battle with cancer, but I know that he is here with us in spirit. And even better than that, some of his ashes have been laid behind the statue on the plinth here, so he will constantly be here with the statue. Rusty, as he was known to his friends, committed much of his life to motorsport. He was a true gentleman, kind with an amazing positive attitude, who gave his time freely to help and mentor others, and was involved in many, many projects and events around the region and the country. As well as his vocal talent as emceeing or commentating, his creative ability to write, design and present was outstanding. Russell Harris, a motorsport icon in his own right and a friend of Chris Amon's, took Paul Charlin's idea of creating a public memory of the motorsport legend Chris Amon and turned it into reality with incredible attention to detail and accuracy, which you will see shortly. Even the invites you received today were designed and put together by Russell. We say thank you, Russell, and I ask you all to please join in a moment's silence to remember this outstanding man. Rest in peace, Russell. Thank you.
All right, just to give you an idea of the rundown, there are going to be a few speeches. They'll be punchy and incredibly funny and not too long. And then we will unveil the plinth and the statue. And then the people doing it real hard in our society, all the Ferrari owners, will do the drive past. And we can look at the Ferraris and enjoy that. And then we're off to the community centre for a cookie push for tea and coffee and good chat and a bit of good crack. So that's the rundown for the afternoon. And the weather is going to hold, obviously. I want to introduce now the people behind this and the important guests we've got here. We'll start with the project team. First up, and just raise your hand, Paul Charland is the guy who had this great idea. Well, Russell is there. He's kind of with us in spirit, Russell Harris. The project advisor is Matt Goldie. Matt, where are you? Hand up. Is he here? Thank you, Matt. Good to see you. The sculptors, Roy and Eva Harkness. Where are you guys? You're there? Thank you. Foundryman, which I imagine is quite an important job in the process of making a statue like this. Gary Rogers, are you here, Gary? Yep. Yep, good on you, Gary, thank you. James and, who's next? The graphic designer is Scott Bruce. Where are you, Scott? Scott here? Yep, thank you. And are you also the site manager, Scott? He's the site manager. I've got that out of order. Thank you. All right. Let's now go to the VIPs, the important guests. We're all important in our own way, but these are particularly important people on this day. Ian McKelie, where are you, Ian? Ian, you sat down before. Ian, I suppose you're our highest ranking politician here, aren't you? Suze Redmayne, where's Suze? She's here. And she is also, if you like, a patron of all of this and the National Party rep here. Andy Watson, where are you? He is the Mayor of Rangitikei, and I hope you're keeping those rates down. You're running again? Yeah, lucky bugger. James and Georgina Amon, where are you? You're there. Special day for you today. And it was lovely, Georgina, talking. I did actually meet your dad when he got his gong. I got sent up here to interview him for TV3. And it was a very chill day at work, going out to the farm. And I think just having a yarn with him, and he was such a down-to-earth bloke. It was lovely. Lovely to meet you. And you've got the families with you. How many kids? 4 altogether. Hi, kids. Nice to have you here. It's important. And also, Graham Lawrence, where are you? Thank you, Graham. Kenny Smith, did Kenny make it? Don't know, doesn't look like he did. And Amanda McLaren, where are you? Amanda, how nice to welcome you. Wow. And Adele Holm. And I say that because I got your name wrong yesterday on Friday on the radio, and boy, 100 people must have come up. I would not a mistake I'll make twice. Thank you for joining us today. And wow, those 3 names as our VIPs, that's just so much about what we're here today marking and celebrating, absolutely celebrating. All right, the guy who made this happen, who came up with the idea, who got us all here today, Paul Charland is going to say a few words now. Paul.
Oh dear, I didn't expect this many people, but wonderful. Welcome to sunny Bulls, everybody. The Bulls is now known as the gateway to the Rangitikei. So we put on a beautiful day for you. The event has been live streamed, so welcome to everybody that's listening to the live stream, and a special welcome to James and Georgie's brother Alex, who I'd imagine's sitting up in his jammies, probably having a hot chocolate this hour of the morning, or something similar anyway, James. Before I get underway, I just thought is that still working? It is. Give you a bit of background on what's actually happening here. The statue is stage 1 of a pretty major project that the Bulls and Districts Historical Society have taken on. We've leased this lovely Grade 1 listed heritage building from the council, and we're going to convert it to a World War I memorial. Inside we're going to have a memorial to the World War I horses, and one horse in particular by the name of Bess. She was one of 4 horses that returned to New Zealand out of the 10,000 that went overseas. She was owned and ridden by Colonel Powles out at Flock House until the age of 24. She had a heart attack and died. She's actually buried out on the land at Flock House, and at every Anzac Day there's a memorial service for her. So that'll be one part of it. In the middle part of the building, we're going to honour the people off the memorial arch here that all served in World War I. And in the other part, we're going to have the local iwi Ngāti Apa, one of the first iwis to go to World War I and own the land where Bess is buried. So it all ties in very nicely, and of course with the magnificent mural that is on the wall there, it all adds perfectly to it. So it's now called the Bulls Commemorative Centre, and we're commemorating the life of our great racing driver Chris Amon and all those that came from this district and served in World War I, including the animals. So over the time, several people have said to me, how did this all start? And it started 7 years ago when I was in Pukekohe visiting family, and I came across the statue of Possum Bourne, and I thought, well, if Pukekohe can have a statue of their racing icon, why can't we have one here? So that's where the idea came from. And then by coincidence, I was standing in the supermarket again in Pukekohe, and standing next to me was, he's not here, the little short-ass Kenny Smith. But so we got chatting, and I told him what I wanted to do, and he said, what a wonderful idea. He said, not only should there be one of Chris Amon, there should be one of Denny Holm and Bruce McLaren. And I said, well, let's get Chris Amon done first and we can worry about the others later. So he did. He said, so you obviously need some money for it. So I said, that would be a good idea. So he's buying a lotto ticket. And it's a pity he's not here because I want to tell the story. He got his lotto ticket and he turned it over and said, right, these are the people you've got to start, ringing. I said, okay. And he gave me the lotto ticket. And I said, Kenny, that's your lotto ticket. And he said, don't worry. He said, if you win anything, just let me know. So, it's a pity he's not here because after 7 years, Kenny, I've got a confession to make to you. You did actually win some money, but all you did was share fifth prize, and I think you got $7.50, including GST. So you'd be happy to know that. So that's the story about Kenny, but I've got a lot of people that I've got to thank for today, and the first team is as Sean mentioned, is the project team. If it hadn't have been for them, well, we wouldn't be where we were today. I've never met a group of people that have got so many skills among them, and when you see what Matt's produced out here, you'll be absolutely blown away by the whole thing. It's quite amazing, and Gary with his graphics and his computer stuff, he's absolutely amazing. So and Scotty just said, leave it to me, I'll take over. So he arranged the concrete, he arranged the asphalt, he did all sorts of things. And the good thing about, I don't know whether I can tell the local Bulls people this, but I will, is we were putting the lights in and we wanted a bit of ready mix. And Wayne Ward was with me and he said, just a minute, he gets on his phone and the ready mix trucks pulls up. 2 barrel loads of 20 mix, see you boys, and he's off. So it's all very well. So it's excellent. So thank you, Andy, on behalf of the council, because they've been right behind this project from the very start. The other thing I've got to think is the community of Bulls. I just cannot believe how many people have come forward and said, "What do you want done?" I just had to pick up the phone or tell somebody, and it was all done. And the good part about being the director was that I just did all the pointing. And I remember a friend of mine said, it's not the work that stuffs you, mate. He said, it's the thinking. So I just did it. But I'll take some credit because I painted the handrails and the rubbish bin. And I dug the 2 holes for that sign there down to 800 millimetres through sheer rock. No, it wasn't. It was quite easy. So, and the other thing is I've got to thank the major funders that came to the party is when I turned Kenny Smith's lotto ticket over, the first name at the top was the Giltrap Group. So Sir Colin Giltrap himself rang me and said, I'll give you an amount of money to kickstart this program. Sadly, Sir Colin is not here today, but I believe his son Marco is here.
Yeah, over there.
He is?
Up the back.
Welcome, Marco, and thank you so much for your generosity in getting this program underway. Then along came Toyota New Zealand and gave us the bulk of money, and then they were followed by the 4 Regions Trust from Wanganui, and I believe some of the board members are here. So thank you very much once again. So between what the community contributed and those lovely funding people, we had quite a bit of money towards the statue because you realise that they're not cheap. Oh, they Matt. So then we thought, well, we're going to get the rest of the money, and that's when all these guys in the red jackets and those flashy-looking cars come along, and we met with Jonathan Pape and Philip Horrocks one day here, and they sort of said, how much money do you need, boys? We said, well, this is what we need. They said, leave it to us, we'll get it for you. So they got the money for us. So that's an incredible thing that from the community, from the funders, and for the Ferrari Owners Club, we get all the money to make this magnificent statue. I'd also like to just make mention of the Wanganui Community Foundation, and I believe some of their board members might be here today, that they've already given us some funding to start the inside of the building. So when we get the rest of it, we'll get underway, and when it's all finished, it'll be a magnificent thing for little old Bulls, because he won't be able to drive through here without wanting to stop. And one of the lady shop owners said it's so cool because she said the ladies will come to my shop and the men will come over here, so she's quite happy. So enjoy the afternoon. There's a bit of Bulls hospitality going on this afternoon, so don't go home, wander over to Te Matapihi and you'll see some wonderful displays, and join us for the rest of the afternoon. So thank you.
All right, next on the speaking roster is Ian McKelie. Ian.
Thank you, Sean. I must start by saying I'm somewhat of an imposter here today. I've made my life and sport on horses, not cars, but I'll get on to that a little later. But it is a significant day for Bulls, for the Amon family, and a permanent recording of a great piece of Rangitikei history. And the fact that so many from the district have contributed in some way to this story, I think makes it so much more significant. And it's really interesting when you look at the battles going on in Formula One right now, what an extraordinary achievement it was for those three people who are all represented here today to actually achieve what they achieved so many years ago. I guess a very different game now than it was then, but nonetheless significant. Bulls now has its very own recording or monument to history, in much the same way as Tikawiti had with Colin Meads, Waverley with Snowy Lupton and Kiwi, and of course when they unveiled that statue, they wouldn't have had quite the value of cars in the yard. They might have had a few horses on the street, but not cars in the yard. And also, I suppose you could say in a funny way, underboard the Hunterway. Alec, James and Georgie, and I never knew which one of the boys came first. I don't suppose you do. Do you argue about it?
Be by 3 minutes.
You're here by 3 minutes, I said. And fam, this is your day, and what a way to have one's father's life celebrated in his hometown. I somewhat suspect that Chris Amon, on returning to New Zealand, may well have wished to disappear down the end of Paralui Road and lead a peaceful life as a somewhat innovative farmer, or his wife might have been the innovative farmer. This is not to be, however, as he was soon working for Toyota New Zealand on a project that I believe contributed much to Toyota's dominance in the New Zealand car market in the 90s and 2000s. Certainly made a massive difference. And for those of you who remember driving, and I shouldn't be biased here, but if you remember driving other breeds of car and driving a Toyota, they certainly performed better on New Zealand roads, and the reason they did was because of the contribution that Chris Amon made to that. Anyway, so he did so much work for them, they named the car the Corona Amon, a car that I had the privilege of doing a few circuits at Manfield Park with the master at the wheel. One felt perfectly safe at significant speed. Such an expert driver he was. I also did a lap of Manfield Park with Inky Tulloch in a truck, and you go around the corner, going all around the corner like that, the most terrifying thing I think I've ever done. Most recently, of course, the Manfield Park circuit's been named after Chris Amon, and what a fitting tribute to the man who had so much to do with its design. That course would not exist today without the fearless work of Rob and the late Wendy Lester, the Higgins family and the support they gave to it, the support crew that Rob and Wendy got round them, some in favour and some not, and of course as mentioned by Mayor Helen a few moments ago, The loss this week of Rusty Russell Harris, the voice of motor racing in the region since the days of the Ahakia circuit, and wouldn't he have loved to have been here today? A little bit of trivia, and perhaps some indication of my family's interest in this project, is that the Amons, myself, and even the Honourable Nicole McKee, and Sean, she's the most famous politician associated with this, the Minister of Guns I call her, we all have the same common great-great-great-grandparents. And there's a number of others in the audience who have those same common great-great-grandparents. And so finally I just want to congratulate Paul and all who put so much time and effort and cash into this project, creating a monument to our history that will last forever. And what a significant day for Bulls to have such a crowd come out to, I guess, acknowledge someone who really has made a difference to Bulls and to the Rangitikei and to New Zealand history. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. Lovely speech. We mentioned him earlier. He's going to give a speech now. I understand he might be committing to actually dropping rates. Mr. Watson, you're good mayor. Come forward.
Thank you very much. It won't be a long speech. In fact, the writing consideration that I was given in speaking was, please be reasonably brief. We've got traffic management to cover while this is going on. So first of all, thank you. This is an incredible turnout. And there's been a number of people mentioned, but especially to the Amon family, welcome. And thank you very much for being here. This is a huge remembrance to your family and this district. We need to recognise those people in New Zealand that have done exceptional things. And when Paul came to me a few years ago and he said, this is something that I'd like to do, I reflected back, and if you go to towns like Opunake where you have Peter Snell on the side of the footpath and so on, I thought, yes, this is a good thing to do. And it became quite a progression where the museum came to council and said, you're building a new function room around the corner, and what are you going to do with the library, and can we have it? And it won't cost council anything. And it didn't quite work out that way, Paul. We've had a few little nudges. Can you please cover this bill and some of the reconditioning and those sorts of things? But we're more than happy to do so. In terms of the vehicles that are parked out in front of us, enjoy looking at them. I had to park my car on the back streets. I thought I can't quite put mine in that sort of catalogue. But to Paul and all of the people that have made this possible, these things don't just happen. Somewhere you have to have someone with a vision, and congratulations, Paul, for that. And probably even more importantly, that person with vision has to go out to a community and say, I need help. And to assemble a group of people that can drive this project forward, that can go out and look for the sponsorship and make all those things happen, is incredible. So we, New Zealand, is a very small country at the bottom of the world, and yet in terms of motorsport, we perform at exceptional levels. And a number of you may have been up watching the F1 qualifying this morning, which was quite a relief, lovely to see. But also you think back to a little wee garage in Hunterville that was not only providing service for Chris, but also providing tuning and advice and assessment of engines for Ferrari worldwide. That is an incredible achievement. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to listening to the stories over the next hour and so next door. Cheers, thank you very much.
Oh look, I just want to mention, is Scotty Taupin here? He's 88 years old, he's a mechanic. Is he here? Maybe he didn't get down. I was in the cafe on the corner and he said, oh, my dad used to be Chris Amon's mechanic. He's 88, he's still going. He didn't go to Chris invited him to go to Europe with him when he went to Europe. And this guy didn't go, and he stayed here, and he runs a garage up the road. He was running a garage up the road, and his son obviously now runs a cafe here. And he said, yeah, my dad was good mates with Chris, and he's still around, and he's still going. Oh, he's Bryce. He is. Here he is. Nice to see you here, and you're part of the story. You reckon you made the wrong decision not following him over there? Well, there's not a statue of you here, is there? I mean, just saying. Yeah. Oh, Bruce's son is here? Yep. Yeah, he is. Where are you? He's in my... Where is... Put your hand up. Okay. Nice to see you. All right. Our last speeches today before we get the actual physical unveiling under is two people we've met before. And you've brought the whole family here, you guys, which is good. You're twins, right? No. Oh, yeah, you've got twins. All right. You're a twin. Oh, okay, right, okay. And is he watching on the live stream?
He is. Yeah.
Oh, bloody good. All right. So you two have now got to say something before you get your kids to unveil everything. Come forward.
On behalf of Georgie and I'd just like to say, obviously and Alex as well, watching over in the UK, just how deeply humbled we are by having today happen. To see our father, who dedicated his life to motor racing, both on and off the track, be honoured in this way is incredibly humbling. It couldn't be a more fitting tribute having the McLaren and Holm families here as well today, a real ode to the trio at the top. To many, he was a Formula One driver. Fierce but unlucky on the track, respected by his competitors, and now his legacy lives on with his fans and all the memories that they share. But to us, he was just Dad. The only lap records we saw him break was in a 68 horsepower Massey Ferguson tractor when the calves got out and they were heading towards the silage stack. Now, I had to fact check the Chris Amon encyclopedia of Mr. Michael Clark. Where do you see at the moment? Michael, over there. I thought Dad only had 2 lap records still standing. Apparently it's 3. There's Spa, the old Spa circuit, Clermont in France and somewhere in Tasmania, Michael, is that right? There's actually a 4th one that not a lot of people know. I think Glenn Hunt, just standing in front of me here, he might know about it. Apparently Dad holds the record from the Rat Hole pub back to Scott's Ferry. Now the exact time it took him and the amount of pints he had beforehand are somewhat of an urban legend, so that still stands to this day, and hopefully no one tries to beat that. With everything that happened in his life, Dad never wanted or sought out fame or the notoriety of his career, and certainly didn't let the successes or failures affect him in any way. However, on the farm, when farm machinery broke down, we got a pretty good insight into how he probably communicated with his F1 mechanics when his cars broke down just before the finish line. And poor Kevin Ellery's here today. He was the poor bugger that had to catch the hospital pass whenever our farm machinery broke down. Oh, there he is. Kevin was a poor bugger that had to deal with Dad's wrath and anger. He'd be deeply embarrassed and incredibly humbled by the statue. Matt Gouldy, Matt, you're an absolute magician, mate. Like the attention to detail, the time, the effort, the passion you put into this project, it's truly humbling. As a family, we can't thank you enough. And also, was it Roy and Eva for doing the casting, all that sort of, so many people that were in the project putting this together. Obviously, this project would be nothing without the man standing behind me, Paul Sharland. A lifelong family friend of ours, and obviously then the late great Russell Wilson as well. Russell Harris, sorry. Russell Harris, who we all wish could have been here today. It goes without saying the amount of sacrifices that Paul's made to get this across the line today. And sadly, there's 2 great women that couldn't be here today, our mother and obviously Paul's wife, Mary, as well. Although they'll be looking down, I was going to say through the rain clouds, but through the blue sky today on us as well. I sort of fumbled these last few words of the speech. Lastly, the statue is more than a tribute to Dad's racing legacy. It's a reminder of a life lived with humility and quiet determination. From the racetracks of Europe, North and South America and Australasia, to the paddocks just down there of Lansdowne Farm, Scott's Ferry, Paruanui, Rangitikei. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for honouring him in this way and letting his legacy live on in this great town that he called home. Thank you.
Quite a few years back, I attended a meeting with Paul and Matt. Lured by the promise of Paul's legend dates gones, I sat and listened to this idea of putting up a statue to honour Dad's motor racing achievements in the place he called home. Fast forward, many more meetings, progress reports and some setbacks. I'm so happy to be here today to see that dream realised. Over the last wee while, I've been mulling over what Dad would think of all this. First of all, he'd be very happy to be so tall for once in his life. Secondly, it would bring him joy that there was a gathering of his favourite people, family and friends, people who knew and supported him in his racing days, and people who have a connection through sharing a passion for motor racing. The impressive show of Ferraris would have kept him talking all day long, with a smile you couldn't wipe off his face. But overall, I think Dad would have been humbled by the fact that people thought to honour him in this way. The long hours put in by Paul and Russell to get to this point, and the hard work and creativity from Matt, Roy and Eva. We're very much looking forward to seeing the whole museum complete. Hopefully in the near future you will also see the master mechanic honoured in Hunterville, a lovely connection between the two rural towns and the petrol head lads that lived there. I'll finish with a telegram that I found recently, written in 1963. This transformed the teenage farmer and racer from Bulls to the international Formula One driver we are so proud of. Amon, Bulls, New Zealand. Shell contract finalised. Suggest you fly England soonest possible. Your expense, stop. We offer 25% all starting, prize and bonus monies, stop. Bring letter authority from father, Parnell. Thank you all for being here today to honour Dad.
All right, and we're now going to move to the unveiling. Paul, are you going to walk them through that? Okay. So, everyone who's involved, come forward. I must say, in an age where we tend to be talking about tearing our history down or tearing down statues, it's hell of a nice to be putting one up, isn't it?
Big moment.
Yep, and now is the big reveal. Go. Wahoo! All right, well you can obviously come forward and get your photograph taken next to this. Well done, isn't that? That's bloody magnificent actually. Really is. What a sight. Thank you to all involved. Thank you, Paul. Now, do you Ferrari guys want to do your drive-by now? If you could start your engines, we'll clear the road off and you can do the drive past now. Then we could gather and mix and mingle over at the community centre. Yeah. Jeez, that is a bit.
I think that's going to be difficult to move across.
Oh, okay.
Based on all the people.
All right. So you don't want to do the drive past?
Well, we will.
Yeah.
When we've got a bit of work.
Okay, we're probably going to wait a little for the drive past. You can just go and look at the cars and ask people how much they cost.
Yeah, get some photos of the family and have a look at you guys.
Just whatever, we'll just make it audio and we'll just do a bunch of them.
Oh, I've got it.
I can call. Graham Morris. We've corresponded a little bit. I've been in the background, so you collecting the money and asking what I was told to. So, well, I just went out really straight to you.
It really is.
Hi. Oh, what a super thing. What a wonderful tribute. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
She did get to see the mob. So, did she? Yeah, she didn't see the finished product. Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
No, we don't.
This is marvellous. Fabulous, Jane. What a wonderful tribute. Your speeches were absolutely fabulous. Oh, you did so well.
Wondering how many yarns we could spin to keep it sort of PG and not.
Perfect.
Yeah, singing in the pocket.
Oh no.
Details, so.
Huey Franklin's here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got his Ferrari out there.
It's one of those, like people are like, oh, you're nervous to talk about. I find it hard to concentrate in front of all these Ferraris.
They've all turned up. There was a guy as we were walking in, an Indian guy with his family, and he had twins and his red hat on, and he was coming down from Taupo in his Ferrari, has a pothole, blown the tyre out. Yeah, and they had to leave it behind, but they hired a car. Poor guy.
They still came down well.
Yeah, they still came.
Oh, they won't be cheap.
I know, what a shame.
Oh, wow.
So, no, it's wonderful
this
turnout.
is great. It's
Just
pretty
amazing.
We always want somewhere where, like I say, you can bring people to the city and.
Which is James's twin.
Right. Feel happy now. Just getting no, you did well.
We've got about 5 of the old Bulls Motors crew.
Yeah, bring them up.
Coming over, we want to get a photo of them.
Right. I was just hoping to get a shot with them.
How you doing? We got there. Cleaning through some of these bits and pieces.
Yeah, we
I just sort of thought, so I'll put it with where the short stuff from here.
Yeah, just chuck it there.
Yeah, and
When in doubt, if you could come up in front.
How are you?
Agua.
guys are probably
Oh, you didn't meet one, okay?
Yeah, exactly. I was saying the same thing. Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's very nice. You're doing all
Oh yeah, we're ready to go to MTG. Amazing
I thought I could take that. Drive away. Yeah, probably wouldn't be able to get out again.
Right, you found them?
Oh, really? You're run away. Are they going to go this way? On the cars, or you're just going around?
They're looking for them.
Oh. Well, they can't. They're fighting each other.
Would everybody like to just move aside now, because these petrol heads are going to get in their Ferraris and do a bit of a burn up for everybody.
Lovely.